Flame on! How's everybody doing tonight? And I'm here with my special guests, Nick Lenz and Taladia Plays. How y'all doing, gentlemen?
Hey, what's up, everyone?
What's
And
up?
yes, we are live on the J Heat and the Claudia Plays Twitter. So we're just putting that out there.
Yep.
If you're just now joining us, welcome to J Heat Blaze on first video of the new year, 2025. Yep, Doctor Who. Yeah.
Nice.
With the classic Doctor Who logo from the 70s, which I think they just recently brought this back.
Yes, they did.
Yes.
Which I'm glad, because I like this logo. I have nothing against the logos they had for new, but I like this logo the best.
But
I would say my second favorite is probably the logo they had when Sis McCoy was the Doctor.
Yo, to be fair, I kind of fell off from Doctor Who around the season with the female Doctor. I want to say that was season 11. I could be wrong on that.
Oh, that's Jodie Whittaker.
Thank you. But yeah, I kind of fell off around then. But that's a topic for a different stream. Since it's a new year and we may have new people joining us, is there anything you guys want to mention or bring up before we get started?
Yeah, all I can say is 2025 is going to be the year of Superman, because Superman movie's coming out, and on top of that, I gotta say this: you guys are in for a treat tomorrow. So, I'm only gonna lead to that.
All right. Nick, anything you want to add?
Gonna hopefully finish up Super Sunday this year, because I only have about 10 left. So there's a strong prospect I could finish up this year. That Middle Heroes are both getting really close, but about 10 apiece. Commander and the Ultra series are taking a while to get through. It's Batman! Oh my gosh, is this the Hush Eagle?
I believe so. The I think Hush 2 kicks off at 158. Hold on, let's read the synopsis and see. Yep, Jeff Loeb.
Art cover by Jeff Loeb and Scott Williams. Oh my gosh, how many variant covers does this thing have? Full cover by Jim Lee and Scott Williams. Courtside cardstock cover by Tony S. Daniel. Cover by Lee Bajero, Simone de Nemone, Jim Lee, Scott Williams, Jim Lee. Two signed covers by Jim Lee and Jeff Loeb. Oh my gosh. Hold on, Jim Lee. So even the showcase variant by Sean Gordon Murphy.
This one's pretty straight to the point. Jeff Loeb, Jim Lee, and all new epic saga begins. Hush returns.
And I appreciate the fact it's 40 pages and it's $5. Okay, I don't mind that. That's fine. If it's 40 pages, that's perfectly fine. Being $5. You agree?
I agree. Reasonable price, all things considered.
It's a double-sized issue. Oh, I love the cover there. One with Roz. Looks like a Ra's al Ghul on the cover. Yeah, I think that's Roz. Which is interesting because he did die in Shadow War, and I think he did come back.
Possible. Somehow. I wouldn't be surprised. But
that one before that one, I think it was the Lee Bajero cover.
Oh, okay.
So that is Lee Bajero. Which fun fact, he's gonna be making Orlando next month.
How about that?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh, I love that gatefold. That's awesome.
Nice.
I love this one. You have Hush in the middle with I think that's his pre-Flashpoint look.
It is.
I see Harley Quinn and her pre-Flashpoint look. I see looks like Roz, Scarecrow, Clayface, the Huntress, Nightwing. Oh my! I think this is all pre-Flashpoint looks for everybody here. I think except for Batman.
No, he's right here.
Yeah, but I don't think that's pre-Flashpoint. Not the costume he had just before Flashpoint. That looks like a variant, combination of a 70s look mixed in with a little bit modern day. Because the cape, the cowl, the underwear, and the boots are all blue.
I can see that. I can see where you're coming from with that.
But that is such, I love that the cover is awesome.
Absolute Batman issue number 6. Talati, you've had some. I actually enjoy Absolute. So
I'm behind on some comics. I did ask Kelly Thompson about the travel tattoo that Absolute Woman has. Is it going to be a story that explains that? She says yes.
Okay, cool. So, Absolute Batman is written by Scott Snyder, done by Nick Draper. Variant cover by Frank Quitely and Simon Bisley. Variant covers by John McCree and Alex Malheave. Okay, you need to scroll down, Jay.
oh,
Yeah,
I'm
Alex
sorry.
Believe is an artist who worked with a lot with Bendis, and my guess is people still like him despite the fact some stuff Bendis did.
Okay, so it says here Bruce Wayne, a young man who has built an entire life on a level up on a becoming the bigger man, both enemy and obstacles that stand in his way, will have to break down Black Mask and his gang of party animals. Will he able to do it without the help of his unlikely new MI6 ally, Alpha Pennyworth? And how does his childhood friends Edward Nigma, Waylon Jones, Harvey Dent, and Oswald Cobblepot, among others, play a crucial role in Batman's legacy as a Gotham vigilante? Absolute Batman first story arc, The Zoo, concludes at a larger-than-life storyline, introduces a few new elements to come in arc 2. You have to absolutely mad to miss it. Absolute Superman number 2.
That's number 5. And of course that final issue, I saw the price for it. It's like $4.99 for 32 pages. Even this one's too. Like this makes no sense. Like this is probably DC being greedy with because in the case of the F Batman, I get maybe the reason why you're charging $5, maybe because it's a finale for a story arc. Fine. But this, no reason for it.
So it's done by Jason Aaron, reference no pronounce the surname. Variant cover by Sean Murphy and Jay Lee. Variant cover by Derek Robertson and Sean Murphy. Kal-El's life with his parents in rural redlands of Krypton is a happy one, but when the entire existence suddenly threatened, the elves have no choice but to make a stand and fight for the truth.
Excuse me.
Absolute Superman number 6, written by Kelly Thompson, art done by Matea D. Lewis and Justin the Great, cover by Hayden Sherman, variant cover by Sean Murphy and Joshua Sway. Well, I just call him Sway.
Wonder Woman! You heard that song?
Yeah, Sway. Variant cover by Justin Ray and Sean Murphy. It says Diana is defined the will of the gods in hell, and in hell by Diana defined
The will of the gods
in leaving hell, and Hades and the lords of the underworld takes us on the personality, but when her interrogate her, the tales surprise him. Will it change her fate? Kicking off a two-part guest arc from the breakout artists of the cult, Mattia De Lucas, and the featuring a surprise and delightful backup of the tale of Little Diana by series writer Kerry Thompson, surprise artist Dustin Nguyen.
Superstars, which I actually buy that for him being superstars. Absolute Green Lantern. This is a bit of a surprise.
Yep, absolutely. Go on.
I'll take this one. Written by Al Ewing, art and cover by Janoy Lindsay. Apologies if I butchered that. Variant covers by Juliet Nakia and Martin Simmons. 1 column 25, 1 by 25 by Ryan Benjamin. 1 by 50 by Helena Malias. Foil logo cover, connecting variant by Raphael Albuquerque. Okay, all the Absolute books being $5 for 40 pages. It's decent, but I can see where Nick is coming from in terms of pushing it price-wise.
Yes. If it's 40 pages, fine. So it looks like it focuses on Jon Stewart, this book.
Yep, Absolute Martian Manhunter, issue number 1. I'm not a fan of the design, but it might work.
It seemed like we're showing every single superhero in the Absolute universe. I mean, not just Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, but Green Lantern and Martian Manhunter.
Written by Denise Camp, art and cover by Javier Rodriguez, variants by Julian March, apologies if I butchered that, and Marcos Martin. 1 by 25 cover by David Aja, 1 by 50 variant cover by Daniel Warren Johnson, foil logo and connecting variant cover by Raphael Albuquerque. Beyond Mars, beyond physical form, beyond human understanding, all that's left is the ultimate alien, the absolute Martian manhunter.
Interesting
Oh,
choice, but Martian Manhunter in it. Okay, so we had the Absolute Flash here. Jeff Lemire, interesting choice. I would not thought he would write Flash. Okay. Nick Ruby's, Clayton Crane, good artist. Jeff Lemire, yes, he has his artwork, so because people know him mostly as a writer, not much as an artist, but he is also an artist too. Without a mentor, without a family, without the Speed Force, all those episodes of Speedster. So this is either Barry Allen or Wally West.
design wise, it's looking more towards Wally in my opinion, but I could be wrong. And what's up, Cameron? How's it going? And okay, where was I? Peacemaker presents Vigilante / Eagerly double feature issue number 1, likely a tie-in for Peacemaker season 2. Story consultant with James Gunn. Okay, so this is definitely set up for season 2. Written by Tim. Why is Tim Seeley on this?
It seems like an odd choice. He's not a terrible writer.
No. He's just very hit or miss in my opinion. But please continue, Nick.
I would say he's more best when he's writing horror comics.
I agree. That's more his style.
Or another one, writing Dick Grayson, because he had excellent Grayson run, like for Nightwing. The first 34 issues of the current Nightwing book, he did that, and those issues were amazing. He seems like an odd choice.
It is. Maybe this is a one shot, but written by Tim Seeley and go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
Rex Ogle, not with him. Mitch Gerard does art and cover. Matt Lowe. Figure by Dan Pushin, Derek Robertson. So this is gonna be 5 issues?
5-issue miniseries.
Okay. And the price point is fine. $3.99 is perfectly fine. And here's something I would not find interesting with this book. I would not be surprised if we have Peacemaker drawn by John Cena, or he's drawn looks like John Cena because it's tie-in. So I would not be surprised if he gets mission for users like this of his comic.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised by that.
But it's not he is funny as Peacemaker. He is so funny. I saw him in the Suicide Squad. He was hilarious. I have never seen the Suicide Squad the Peacemaker TV show, but he's so funny as Peacemaker. And the way he describes Peacemaker is that he's a douchey Captain America, which, yeah, he is.
I wouldn't go as far as to compare him to Captain America, but I get the intention.
Yeah. So I buy what he says. I don't know how he was in the show. I've seen a little bit of it, like clips. And here's something really weird, though. In the show, I've seen clips. Robert Patrick plays his father. The T-1000 himself plays his father. I'm like, wow, that's a big name. And for a TV show, not the first one he's done, because when you think of TV shows with Robert Patrick, what do people think of first? You want to know, Jahi?
All right. Who?
The X-Files.
Not gonna lie, that was a pretty good show back in the day.
Yeah, he was in the last 2 seasons of the show as he. From what I've read, he replaced the original lead of the show because he left because of a contract dispute. So he took the original lead's job, and then he moved over to Atlantis for the first episode. He killed off his character. And I heard the reason why they ended the show when they did was because 9/11 happened.
Yeah, let's try to keep this PG for international audiences, please. Thank you.
Yeah, but X-Files, people know about the show. Who doesn't know about the X-Files? So, go ahead.
I'll take this one. DC Studios' James Gunn steps in as story consultant for 5 issues of the insane calamity when two fan favorite characters share the spotlight and equal page count. The vigilante story starts when Peacemaker has disappeared. It's up to Adrian Chase and the vigilante and Peacemaker's best friend to find him. The crime bosses of Evergreen must pay. Blood will be spilled. Oh wait, you say Peacemaker's just on vacation? Oh, uh, don't tell Adrian. Meanwhile, Eagerly and his sidekick, Chris Smith, aka Peacemaker, are exhausted. After kicking the beep out of a bunch of beep lizard dudes, it's time to head to the great outdoors for some fresh air and as much needed vacay.
You censor Nazi?
One of these days, Nick, you're going to get me demonetized.
It says Nazi on there.
Look, it's an algorithm thing. Look, I'll explain off I'll explain off stream. It's time to head to the great outdoors for some fresh air and a much needed vacay. But when their commute is co-opted by a bunch of masked beep, it's up to a certain eagle hero and his pet human to get themselves and some dumb innocent folks out of quite the pickle. Will lives be lost? Duh. An original DC comic story inspired by James Gunn visionary Peacemaker series on Max. You best get ready to rumble! Sorry, I had to.
Yeah, I think that's probably a take on Michael Buffer. Because you know for saying that. The return of Secret Six, but sadly without Gail Simone. I never heard this first book I can think of. He ever did a comic for it I can think of.
This is a tie-in. Oh, I'm sorry, Nick. This is to answer your question, Nemo String. This is a tie-in for James Gunn and his. It's a tie-in miniseries, and James Gunn is a story consultant. That's all you really need to know on that. But Nick, please continue.
Yeah, Secret Six. It's back, and no Gail Simone. I find this questionable because people think of Secret Six, the recent stuff, the more powerful team. Excuse me. Because clearly this is take on the more popular team Gail Simone did. And No Gail Simone is written by Nicole Menace.
Maines.
Yes. As you see in the cover, yep, Dreamer's in this book. So that means her actress writes this damn book.
Yeah, I don't know if it's a contract thing or she herself owns the rights to her character, excuse me. But yeah,
I think she was Supergirl, didn't she?
Yeah, she appeared on Supergirl for about the latter half before being written out of the show. If it were up to me, I would have had Gail and I would have had Gail as a co-writer. At least give her the writing credit for such. But that's just what I would have done.
It's just that the brand is more associated with Gail Simone than with this writer.
Okay, I guess I'll read this one. Written by Nicole Maines, art and cover by Steven Segovia. Variants by Brad Walker and lyrics. 1x25 variant cover by Sweeney Boo. Decent artist. I got no fault against her. Foil variant cover by Ariel Ovaletti. Apologies if I butchered that. And DC All In foil variant by Fisco Ozio. $3.99. In the wake of absolute power, the Justice League has returned. The war criminal Amanda Waller is in prison, and things are finally getting back to normal. That is, until Dreamer, John Kent, and Jay Nakamura discover that Waller has somehow vanished from thin air from her cell. With seemingly no leads and nothing but questions, and enough trauma to fill a swimming pool, our three heroes are forced to team up with the bad guys, Deadshot, Catman, and Black Alice, to track down Waller, reclaim the infinite trove of secrets in her head, and uncover what the deals with all these freaking chess pieces they keep seeing around. All without letting their own individual secrets tear them apart from the inside. From acclaimed writer and actress Nicole Maines from Supergirl and superstar artist Steven Segovia from Spawn, the Secret Six are back in an all-new, high-stakes, twist-filled limited series.
Okay, it's a limited series. But okay, so Deadshot, Catman, Black Alice. Like, okay, I guess that the roster from the previous run is not all back. I don't get it. Superman by Josh Williamson, by Eddie Barrows and Halbar Ferreira. I met both the writer and the artist of this book. Covered by Dan Moria, variant cover by Dan Nikamaya, Gillian March, Rafael Gasparri, Oscar Albert, and Leonardo Romero. Big change to Supergirl mean the absence of Secret Six, means the absence of Mercy Graves as the new CEO.
I see your point, but I'm sorry about that.
Yeah, Lex is now
Okay.
confident now calling the shots rebelling against her suit box. What does the Man of Steel have to say about this? Plus, Superwoman just got a plan to put Doomsday under lock and key forever. But it would take a risky arms deal to do it. Rose Superman 25, heading towards penultimate chapter in many Death's Doomsday storyline.
Yeah, but okay, is Joshua Williamson actually leaving Superman after this arc, or because
I haven't heard anything of him leaving.
Yeah, because I keep hearing conflicting reports.
Based on this cover, I hope to God Sovereign's done.
Yes, and this is Jared's favorite storyline. I had to.
Yeah, and I noticed in the previous trade, the second trade to collect this, I thought one for one we killed Sovereign, and now he's back. For a guy who's supposed to be involved, as far he did freaking nothing.
All he. To be fair, I did fall off, so please correct me if I'm wrong, but I did fall off after the first couple of issues. From what I seen, the most Sovereign did was interrogate Wonder Woman using the lasso of deception and unalive Steve Trevor. Other than that, he hasn't done anything significant in this entire arc.
Yeah, but he was supposed to say Roland App's power, because he's that him, Brainiac Queen, and Failsafe. Failsafe played a role in tie-ins. He did nothing. That was false advertising on their part. And Queen, Brainiac Queen, she did nothing. I don't remember her doing anything the whole event.
She was a means to bolster the Amazo League into stealing the hero's powers. But other than being a plot device for absolute power, yeah, Brainiac Queen didn't do much outside of her main story.
Yeah, and Sovereign, he did jack freaking squat. So what was the point of announcing he's part of this crossover and he did nothing? I don't remember any of the tie-ins or the main story. He did nothing.
Wait, was he marketed as the Trinity of Evil for absolute power? Because it was supposed to be Waller, Failsafe, and Brainiac Queen. I don't think Sovereign himself was in the marketing material for that.
I remember hearing about he was, and he did nothing. Like, the thing is, some of the issues that don't involve him are the better issues of this book. Because, like, after they did the first few issues, like, because the whole thing is, he's the King of America. I'm like, okay, since when? Like, I keep thinking this guy is gone, but nope, he keeps showing up. And this is 40 pages. Please hope the guy one of them kills him off here.
If I remember from the flash forward till he actually does end up surviving, at least unless the the milestone issue gets retconned and he dies.
Because he is a nothing villain. He is by far the worst Wonder Woman villain in history.
Okay, I'm pretty sure there are some less than quality joke villains from the Silver Age.
But this guy is so boring. Him being a misogynist, okay. Him using mind control, think he's ruled America. Okay. Tom King has done virtually nothing with his character. He created his character, and he's done nothing with him. Nothing interesting. Sovereign took away Wonder Woman's world. Now she has to take away from him. As the war reaches end, two icons fair battle. Who will emerge victorious? Final Zionist quest for peace comes to a bloody end.
I will say this though: Daniel Sampere's art is the saving grace of this title, and is completely wasted on Tom King. I will be the first to admit that. And you okay, Nick?
Yeah, just blow my nose. I look up. I decided to mute my microphone so you won't hear me blow my nose.
Appreciate it. And Cameron Bailey says, J.He, there's a difference between goofy villains and a villain that's quote-unquote supposed to be taken seriously. Fair point. I won't refute that. Fair point.
Anyone who reads this guy, you can tell he is boring.
And Talati, you've been awfully quiet. You want to read Action Comics?
Oh, gee, it's John Ridley.
Taladia?
Maybe they stepped away. Love the cover.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll come back in a moment. Okay, Grail should have been the main villain along with Cersei, and they would orchestrate the fall of the Amazons with the birth of Trinity. I see the Amazons potentially going stealth to hunt Grail. That would actually make a decent follow-up story, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Grail hasn't. Last time I saw her, she was in the All In tie-in.
And I think she fought Wonder Woman in issue 6 of this run, if I remember correctly.
Yes, as New Villain Incorporated.
Okay. Action Comics 1084, written by John Ridley, art by Inaki Miranda. Apologies if I butchered that. Cover by Gleb Melnikoff. Variants by Jay Lee and Nicola Scott. 1/25 cover by Danny. Courtside cardstock variant by Howard Porter. $5 for 32 issues. Superman is on the verge of discovering who's been luring reformed villains back to a life of crime. But the question remains, why? When he tries to convince Scorch to help him, they're ambushed by a mysterious organization that holds the answers he's searching for. Is Superman ready to face the truth?
DC love their secret organizations, don't they? Who do you think does more, Marvel or DC?
That's for you to decide. But puns aside, Detective Comics 1085. I'm sorry, I just can't get into the Asima arc. It just reminds me too much of that one Batman Beyond episode when Raish takes Talia's body. I just can't get into it. Maybe it's a me thing.
The art looks gorgeous in those covers.
Oh, the art is good. Don't get me wrong. I just feel like that. This feels like a decent ideas, poor execution type situation, but I could be wrong. But all right, I'll go ahead and read this
$4.99 for 32 pages. Batman has employed the full force, the Bat family, to uncover mystery of the murderers to continue across Gotham. Batman's most trusted allies have failed to find the deaths of young men at the hands of the bloodthirsty Asima. But who is Asima? As the world's detective unravels mystery, he realizes he may not want to know the answer. I don't mind Batman's on murder mystery. That's fine. It's typical Batman.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind the detective element. I just feel like it's a little basic. Not the best, not the most entertaining mystery, if you know what I mean.
Yep, just like Limited. Number 5, Mark Waid and Dan Moria. Love these variant covers. Variant covers by Nathan Sarzi, Mark Sparks, Salvador Roca, Dan Jerkins, interesting. Gavon Gardy, International Women's Day by Jenny Ferguson. The keys to the mysterious super terrorist organization Inferno begins to unveil as Justice League Variant realizes its intergalactic galactic threat by level one oldest foes. Time is running out to save the world with the help of the Legion of Doom.
The New Gods, issue number 4, written by Ram V.
I think the first issue came out last month.
I believe so too. Written by Ram V, art by Evan Cagle, cover by Nimit Mivalia, variants by Gilman March and Chris Stevens, International Women's Day variant by Jenny Frison. $3.99 for 32 pages. This is actually a pretty decent price for this series, not gonna lie.
Yeah. I thought this could be that price for that amount of pages.
New Genesis, Apocalypse, Earth. 3 worlds in the warpath of the deadly interstellar inquisition known as the Nectari. 3 worlds on the verge of annihilation. 3 worlds whose only hope of salvation may lie with a young boy imbued with incomprehensible power. A power beyond godlike. But is this boy truly a force for salvation? Or the reincarnation of the greatest evil the universe has ever known? And will the forces of these 3 worlds be able to answer this critical question before it's too late?
I have the power! You know that's a reference to Jay Heat?
Yeah, man.
Yes. Oh, it's the Adam Project by John Ridley and Red Pig. What the
Hey,
heck?
how about that?
Comics in the
Excuse me.
future, if you can put Rand Parent in a comic, please, for the love of God, don't put John Ridley there. It is not necessary. The guy's a good writer as it is. He does not need a bad writer like John Ridley. It's just that he doesn't write stories that make people interested.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of John Ridley either.
I'm guessing that him being put in this book was probably editorial mandate.
More than likely.
Yeah. On the run and have allies, Captain Adam was forced to take desperate steps in his own past to search distance. It's an Ray and Ryan's latest experiment. Puts them at odds can put them in lead to disaster consequences for all of those aboard the Watchtower. As an arms race with the terrorist group known as Inferno escalates, the Saturday Justice League Adam Project was qualified, but it's been quelled before the cash up overtakes the plane. Seems like this organization Inferno is not only in the main Justice League book, but also in this tie-in miniseries.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Ooh.
Challengers of the Unknown.
On the cover, it's Green Lantern and one of the challenges. I'm not sure which one it is.
Written by Christopher Cantwell, art and cover by Sean Izakis. Apologies if I butchered that. And variant by Phil Hester, $3.99 for 32 pages.
There's no denying this man saved Iron Man. He had a really good run on Iron Man.
He did. The Challengers continue to investigate dark side anomalies throughout the universe and written themselves as more Chalice members is it Chalice or Chalice? Chalice members
Chaos.
Okay, Cows, thank you. As more Cows members face isolation aboard the Watchtower, an evaluation by Mr. Terrific, a closely guarded theory begins to form as to why the Challengers might have been particularly affected by Darkseid's disappearance, even as they're kept in the dark while the Justice League speculates. Now, Red Ryan must investigate a newly sentient asteroid with the Green Lantern himself, Hal Jordan. But what does it mean when Red can begin to hear the asteroid's thoughts? And what happens when he loses control of his own body after being exposed to the asteroids?
No, I've not read the first issue of this one. I think it's come out yet, but I hope Chris Chantwell imbues Jack Kirby in this book because he created this group, so he should imbue some. Because the only I know is going to Jack Kirby into the book is New Gods by Ram V. Because I asked about that. He said to basically treat it as sort of like a love letter to Jack Kirby. I hope Chris Chantwell does the same thing with Challenge Unknown.
Now, honest to God, this is the first Aquaman series we've got literally since, I'm not going to say, well, basically since Aquaman and Future State.
Since Kelly Suhanik. She had the last ongoing. The Aquaman was a limited series.
Okay, thank you. And Jeremy Adams is on this book. Like, you know it's going to be a success now.
And with John Timms, the artist, he's going to be Comic-Con next month, too. Not Jeremy Adams. I have not met him yet, but John Timms is a really good artist. Now, my guess is I think I love that variant cover. I think that's a nod to his new 52 costume.
I think so as well.
I'm thinking that the reason they brought this book back because we had the Aquaman movie come out last year, so that's probably the reason why they brought it back.
Possibly. Written by Jeremy Adams, art and cover by John Timms, variant covers by Tula Latte, Gavin Guidry, and Sweeney Boo. 1x25 variant by Salvador LaRocca, and International Women's Day variant by Jenny Frinson. $3.99 for 32 pages. A journey into the heart of darkness has brought Arthur Curry one step closer to finding his kingdom. But is the allure of freedom too much for the uncanny undersea champion to resist? Temptation draws Aquaman to the depths as a new villain joins the fray. And as a part of mercenaries, Lori Lamaris is on the prowl in the latest installment of this Aquaman epic.
Not a bad idea to put her in this book because she's an Aquaman's character. So tan number 2 with guest appearance by Blue Devil. Oh my gosh, it's a Terry Dodson cover. Look at that.
Wait, this one or the one before?
That's Terry Dodson. Not that one. The last one.
Okay,
That's Terry Dodson.
nice. Nick,
Um,
you want to take this one?
written and drawn by Jamal Campbell. A variant cover by Deb Nickamaya and Terry Dodson. We just saw the arc, and of course, another variant cover by Jamal Campbell. 6-ish limited series, one issue 2, 399. They have the after counter with the Lady White, Lucina Elip Dispelled by a mysterious cursed sword. In hopes of breaking the curse, Satana seeks out the hidden connection between it, missing crewmate, Lady White, and herself. However, the magic compromise, her thoughts is haunted by the visions of death. How long can she keep herself and those around her safe?
Green Lantern, issue number 21. This has been an amazing series. Say what you will about the Sorrow Lantern and everything going on leading up to Absolute Power, but this has been a refreshing series since what was that? Since the last Green Lantern book, not the one just before Future State with us, Scott Ridley.
That was the last one was by Jeffrey Thorne.
Thank you for clearing that up, Nick. God,
The one that he focused on it focused on Frontier Lantern, Teen Lantern. Hal was featured in like 2 issues of the whole run. And supposedly the most special was broken. Not really. A character swapping colors.
Yeah, it was a mess of a run. It's just best to avoid. It was not a good run. And Tevia thinks the Secret Six is going to fail.
Well, it's a mini-series, Tevia, so it's not ongoing. So it's probably going to last very long. They finally over her. Is Cameron talking about Zatanna?
I believe so.
I don't think DC ever forgot about Zatanna. She's kind of featured a lot over the years.
Yeah, I mean, she's still relevant. I mean, she just hasn't gotten a consistent ongoing series, but she's still
She
relevant.
only had technically one. This is her second miniseries recently because the last one she had was in hand Bring Out a House. This is the second one she's had recently.
I thought that was a graphic novel.
Miniseries.
Thank you.
Publishing a Black. I think the reason why they're publishing this new miniseries this year because I'm thinking this year is the 60th anniversary of her debut.
It might be. Yeah, 1965.
Yeah. Plus, of course, some people might not know this. She was given the same guy who created the Justice League, Gardner Fox.
Written by Jeremy Adams, art by Jack Hubert, cover by Zermancio, variants by Ken Lashley and Laura Barga, 1x25 variant by Mark Spears. Everything is emotional as Hal makes his way back to Kyle, Superboy, and Odyssey, who attempt to fend off attacks from the Sorrow and an even bigger threat, Starbreaker. Make way for a cosmic battle for pieces to a new power battery that spells doom for the universe. Excuse me.
That cover is so funny.
Okay, I'll admit that's pretty good.
Yeah, we have Kilowog. Oh, I love that one too.
But isn't Kilowog canonically dead in Green Lantern, or did they retcon that?
He's dead. I haven't read it a bit, so I love the cover too. Well, it looks like all the human Green Lanterns, except Hal's not there.
John Stewart, Frontier Lantern, Teen Lantern, Guy Gardner, Kyle Rayner, and Jessica Cruz.
So we're missing 2 Green Lanterns as a cover. We're missing Hal and Simon.
I think Simon Baz was a plot device in the Rebirth Green Lantern run, and ever since he has not made another appearance. I haven't seen him, but I could be wrong.
He is Jeff Johns' character, and he's one. Oh, I love that cover there. Guy guarded the horn dog, gets a hot babe next to him. There's Simon.
Oh, there he is. He's in this variant cover right here.
Somehow he made what the heck? I can never get why John Stewart got a new attire for Green Lantern. It just seems so odd. Like, why would you change his outfit? At least Guy's outfit remains the same.
I guess they wanted to try something new with Jon Stewart to make him stand out more, or make it more similar to his DCAU design. And that was just a basic Lantern uniform.
Yeah, did you see that Nathan Fillion is Guy Gardner in the Superman Legacy movie?
Yes, but let's be honest. No one can pull off that bald cut. It's just so out of style. Even Kyle Rayner stopped wearing it after the 90s.
Yeah, I think that was an 80s look.
It was.
Though Nathan Fillion, he's like 53. He looks old. Like, of all Lanterns to play, why is he playing Guy? It makes no sense.
The likable jerk face character, which Nathan Fillion has played before, but whether he could, we'll have just to wait for the finished product in the film. But
And fun fact, second Green Lantern he's ever voiced, he's ever played, because he did voice Hound in the anime movies.
He did, but that's more. But he had little to no role in the DCAMU. Those voiceovers might as well have been cameos, because Green Lantern played no role in the DCAMU, like, at all.
Yeah.
Written by Jeremy Adams and Morgan Hampton. Art and cover by Fernando Pizarrin. Apologies if I butchered that. And Auclair Albert. Variant covers by Dave Wilkins, Ariel Otevi, Nathan Sidurdi Octate. And that was other variants. 1x25 variant by Gavin Guthrie. Excuse you. 1x50 variant by Karen Grant. $3.99 for 32 pages.
Just glad you mute my microphone when I do that.
Appreciate it. The Lanterns return to Thanagar, decimated in the aftermath of the Civil War. But this time, Jon Stewart and company are fighting with Hawkwoman by their side. Meanwhile, the mystery of the Fractal Lanterns deepens as Atrocitus seeks revenge for the theft of his powers. So why is the answer seemingly within the remains of the shattered Thanagar?
Interesting that we have Hawkwoman here. I'm guessing it's not Kendra Saunders. It's probably Shira Thal, the Hawk World version of the character. Because I mentioned Hawkwoman for the Thanagar, it's probably that character.
More than likely. Green Arrow, issue number 22. Not gonna lie, I'm not a fan of the new costume. Like, I understand the aesthetic. Don't get me wrong. I'm just not a fan of Green Arrow going full Robin Hood. I mean, the hood is enough. You don't need to give him a cape.
Yeah, and that second cover, it looks like a Phil Holster cover.
Written by Chris Condon, art by Montos, cover by Taryn Clark, and variant by Al Kaplan. Green Arrow dives deep into his past to uncover a startling truth. But is it too late? As Green Arrow races to uncover the mystery of the freshwater killer's origins, Detective Benny Benitez finds herself alone in the killer's sights. The Flash, issue number 19.
I had a review of the second trade of this thing, and I like the fact features of Flashes, but the arc was better than the first arc, but it's still a bit confusing to read.
Yeah, Simon Spear is more of a horror-based writer anyway. At least horror is more his style.
Like, if you want to pick somebody who's good at writing, because Barry can still do Willie Swally. He can do semi-sci-fi stuff. He'll be a good person, even though he's at Marvel right now. He'll be a good person to write this book. Jonathan Hickman.
He could have pulled it off.
Yeah.
Okay. He's technically being controlled by the Sinestro Corps. Okay, with Kilowog. Okay, thank you for that, Tevia. Question. Speaking of the Green Lantern, I was just wondering if you've read the series Razor Being Canon. Yeah, I read that issue. That was issue 3. And Tevia thinks that the book is comprehensible.
Mm-hmm.
Understandable.
At least still feature Mr. Terrific in the book. He's drawn fine. It just that. And I when I was reading one of the issues, it seemed like, oh, let's have Barry not hold his great nephew, because while these kids are his great nephews and niece. because Barry is Wally's uncle, and these are his great nieces and nephews, and
Yep.
they interact with each other, but you don't see him holding him.
No.
It's his great nephew. He should at least have a chance to hold the great nephew in his arms. I mean, he can't exactly hold his grandchild in his arms because his grandson is practically a teenager now. Bart.
Yep. While the Flash uses his new abilities to serve both the Justice League and his family on Scartaris, the fury above and below ground can't be controlled. To what lengths will Wally West push himself to figure out the source of this conflict?
Yeah, the Sorg also basically wrapped the whole thing with him being the future. And now he's in Mr. Warlord. I love this cover for Catwoman.
Catwoman issue number 74. Are we still in the middle of that the art where Selena is changing faces and going on the run? No, we're still on that art. Okay. Written by Torn Grumbeck, art by Marina, cover by Seba Fermara.
And variants. The Swavic speak, if you hear, I heard an interview with her. She has confirmed she is Norwegian. Though the way she talks sounds like she has an Irish accent. And this is one book she does. Now she does this, she does Venom, and she does Carnage.
Huh. With everyone in Tokyo searching for her, Catwoman finds herself face to face with Alexander Belov and another unexpected foe. Can she secure the second key to the Belov fortune, or is this the end of the line for the feline fatale? Plus, the noose continues to tighten around the necks of Selena's old acquaintances. Birds of Prey, issue number 19.
I see Cassie. I see. Oh, it looks like that. Oh my gosh! Oh, is that Black Canary in her New 52 costume? Like a variation of her New 52 and her. Actually, that's a Rebirth costume.
That's a Rebirth costume. And there's an anime variant cover. Excuse me.
I have no problem with anime cover. I love the first cover. It's amazing. But you have Big Barda, you have Cassie, and I can't tell who it's not Orc. I'm not sure who that is.
I want to say that's Barbara, at least looking at a glance.
Yeah. But Big Barda looks amazing in the cover.
Nick, you want to take this one?
Yes. Remember, by Kelly Thompson, one of two books ran for DC. That'd be episode 1. Art by Juan Campbell, cover by Dan Boussin, variant covers by Serge Acuna, who does also another variant cover, Rand Gonzalez, and J.D. Ferguson's International Women's Day. Black Canary, Sting, and Megara are trying to bond through violence as they find themselves overwhelmed by a splinter league of Assassin Clan that requiring sin. Maybe leaving Barda at home was the best idea. Elsewhere, Barda, Cass, and Constantine face unexpected as they try to return a mischievous demon home while trapped inside a mysterious aura known as the Seam. But John Constantine, that's interesting.
That it is.
I never thought he'd be such a Birds of Prey. He's more a magic-based character. What the heck is doing this book? And look, what's next? Heat is the book that still DC keeps publishing, Poison Ivy, which right now it's almost 3 years old.
It is. I'm actually surprised that this run took off as well as it did. It's definitely a decent story. It does fall flat at certain issues, but otherwise it's pretty good. I have no problem with it.
On the cover, it looks like Ivy's in her pre-Flashpoint look.
Written by G. Willow Wilson, art by Brian Level, cover by Jessica Fong, variants by Ki Young Eum and Jenny Frinson. I'm surprised this one doesn't have an International Women's Day variant.
I don't know, maybe because it's a woman.
I mean, okay.
I would think they would, but nope. I guess Ivy's not important for International Women's Day. So I think she's considered to be one of the most beautiful characters in DC Comics, who's a woman.
The strange and startling secrets of Marshview are revealed as Poison Ivy, Janet, and Peter Undine explore the transient and hungry ghost town's past. But some things are best left dead and forgotten, lest they try to eat you alive. Harley Quinn, issue number 49.
Written by Elliot Kahn. Art by Mindy Lee. Cover by Elizabeth Torque. Variant covers by David Nakamura. Juan Florence. Okay, what's up with that cover there? Her being punched like that.
That's weird.
It is. Oh, hey, Taladia, you're back.
Yeah, my internet is playing up a little bit, so.
Yeah. Oh, and thank God we don't have Mr. Pig and the same cover in a row because that was disgusting.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of that issue either. Written by Elliot Kalin, art by Mindy Lee, cover by Elizabeth Torque, variants by David Nakayama and Jorge Fornes. Courtside the card variant cover by Derek Chu. 1/25 variant by Mirka and I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that. The issue is chock full of my pal Emma. So I've asked him to tell you about it in his own words. Rich lady tells. Yeah, I'm just not gonna try to pronounce that. Amigalia, thank you. Hit clown lady. Amigalda hit clown lady. Clown lady hit Amigalda on the head, but not feel owie. Amigalda hit back. Bad dogs bite. Amigalda do but no feel owie. Everyone fight. You buy. Okay.
What? That's weird. The cover does not look like who this guy is. It looks like Max Jesus in the cover.
Okay, I understand having an April Fool's anthology issue. I can understand that. But this is literally the definition of a writer's barely disguised fetish. And yes, I do not care if I get demonetized on this one. This isn't the very definition of poor taste.
Harley Quinn Fartacular. Oh my gosh. It's a.
Now you get.
We're back to this nonsense again. The one shot Harley. This is the reason why that Car left doing Harley Quinn because she got burned out with all this.
Yep. Now you're catching on, Nick.
Oh God.
Yeah, let's basically do a Harley Quinn's rear end. Who asked for this?
Not
and
me.
$6 for 32 pages? That's ridiculous. No one's gonna buy that for that much.
You'll be surprised. It's the internet, man. No, I can do this.
Wait. What's wrong?
No, it's just we got to read the synopsis. Oh Lord,
it's all about farting. Let's move on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, thank you, please, thank you.
Nightmare 124, written by Dan Walters and art by Dexter Soy. Love the cover of that. That's amazing.
I'm not gonna lie, Dan Walters' run is actually proving to be an improvement so far.
And it's just me, or is that Nightwing is? You ever see Nightwing ever drive a car that's not the Batmobile?
No, he mostly rides motorcycles. I thought this was a common conception.
Yeah, one character I really wish he would have his own car again. Tim Drake.
Oh yeah, he did have the Red Bird in the 90s.
Yeah, and if you read the return arc Chuck Dixon did, he brought the car back. And then the car disappeared again, so he's left the book. And he wonders why. He told me this, and he's mentioned his podcast. He was fired from the book for no reason. I asked Dan Dean about it. He might know. He had no idea why he was fired. So he had nothing to do with it. It was probably somebody at DC Comics doesn't like him.
More than likely. Art and cover by Dexter Soy. Variant covers by Jorge Fornes and Gleb Meldikoff. Gleb Meldikoff is a great artist, by the way. Courtside card variant by Gypsy Kamakoli. And 1/25 variant by Emonke Napoleon. Hopefully I didn't butcher that. To save the lives of one of Bloodhaven's gangs, Nightwing must stage a heist on Spheric Solutions. But revelations of the corporation's true sinister nature threaten to shatter his very reality.
And it's $5.
Batgirl issue number 5. Taladia, do you want to take this one?
I'll take the next one.
Okay. Nick?
Written by Tate Brombell. Artwork by Takashi Miyazawa. Cover by David Tolosky. Breakout by David Walda. I'm thinking by name like Takashi, it's probably a Japanese writer, Japanese artist. Which
Most
that's
likely.
fine. Yeah, because of course Cassie is Asian, so why not have an Asian artist do it? It's perfectly fine. And correct price, $3.99. Batgirl continues to unravel the comic relationship between her mother. Her mother is like Shiva, in case anyone forgot. She finds herself alone in a dark den of her enemies, purged into poppy hallucinations. Batgirl reveals her past alongside a surprise visit from the Batman member, from a Bat family member, who helps Cassie confront tangled roots of her origins, blending between love, shame, legacy, and the blur. Will Cassie survive long enough to embrace her heritage or break free from the last? I'm curious to see who they're going to send because it can't be Dick because he's in Bloodhaven. I'm guessing it's probably going to be it might be Damien.
It's either going to be Damian or Stephanie Brown because Stephanie Brown and Cass had a really good sister dynamic pre-Flashpoint. But
Yeah,
Damien is a child assassin, so it's either one or the other.
Here's the weird thing between Cassie and Damien. They have not interacted with each other very much in comics.
Only a couple of times. They did during Batman Incorporated when Cassandra was operating as Black Bat.
Mm-hmm.
Google that. That is not a joke. And there's been some comedic bits where Cassandra flipped Damien on his butt from getting too cocky in a conversation. But other than that, they, like you said, they've only interacted like a handful of times.
If you're curious what her Black Bat costume was, it was literally her Batgirl costume, where she swapped out the cowl for a down mask. A big one. And
So,
also
okay.
skin shock white.
So I was going to say this one, Batman and Robin, written by Philip Kennedy Johnson. I don't like the dude. Art by Javier Fernandez, written variant cover by Juan Ferreira, Miguel. I can't pronounce that.
Yeah, and Peter pointed out to me that he practically saved Action Comics for cancellation because his run saved it.
Yeah, World War Saga is pretty good, but I do see where Talati is coming from. Because after that, then you get the Daxamite, Kryptonian, the Super Twins, and that whole run kind of it fell off after World War Saga. That's all I'm going to say on that.
Yeah. It wrapped up with issue 1060 because we've had various writers since then.
So it says here, as Memento Reign of Terror continues, the city inhabitants finds themselves locked in fear as Gotham waits its next move. Meanwhile, Damian doubts if Batman and Robin are enough to save their city. Are the dynamic duo truly helping to keep their Gotham safe? Or does the presence simply enable violence and villainy to thrive? A heart-to-heart between Damien and Jason Todd and Station's subconscious demystifying of what it means to be Robin has left the son of Batman questioning his place in his future. Now, with Memento close to delivering a killing blow on Batman, the Dark Knight needs his son more than ever. But will Robin answer the call?
As much as this story wants to play with the idea of Damian leaving the Robin mantle officially this time, I don't think editorial will ultimately let them do it, especially if Superman is a success and the DCU gets off the ground. You could play with the idea of Damian leaving the mantle, but ultimately the higher-ups will never let them do it.
I think he's been Robin officially now since 2010.
2009, but good guess.
Yeah, because he became Robin right after Batman of the Cowl. Well, he's just a brief period where he wasn't.
Final Price.
Yeah, so he's officially Robin now for about 16 years now.
No, longer than that.
And here's the weird thing about him. He has had 2 solo books. Just 2. Yeah. One was Robin Said Batman, which is 13 issues. And the second one was Volume for Volume for Robin, which that book is amazing. It's a shame the book got canceled 21 issues.
But
yeah, go ahead, Taladia.
But Nick, Damian has been in the public eye since All-Star Batman and Robin.
No.
No, that was Dick.
No.
Okay. That was Dick Grayson.
Okay, for clarity, All Star
Mhm.
Batman and Robin and Batman and Son, which Damian canonically debuted, both books debuted in publication around the same time. I know it's easy to get those titles confused, but both those books did debut their relevant story arcs in 2006.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand what Talati was trying to say. If you actually count Damien being a character and canonized from his original Elseworld story, Son of the Demon, then yeah, Damien as a character is almost 20 years old. But in terms of when he officially became Robin, then yeah, it's been since 2010, 2009.
Yeah, because it was right after they did the miniseries Battle for the Cow. When they did the very first Batman book, that's when he first became Robin first time. And Tim was not happy with it at the point, so he basically decided to become Red Robin and search for Bruce Wayne.
I see what you're doing, Tevye, with the backup channel. I see what you're doing, but I'm not going to comment further. But yeah, that book was bad.
He needs a better book. Just don't call it Tim Drake Robin again. Because if you call it that,
Uh,
I would call it just simply Robin or simply Robin Tim Drake.
or
Because
Red Robin. Let's.
do you know the suit actually made a cameo as a doll in one of the books I read? I think it was in Batman and Robin where they actually showed up. I love this covers here.
Batman and Robin Year One, issue number 6. I think this is the end of this. Did this end up becoming an ongoing? Or is it still a miniseries?
Uh, don't say anything about being miniseries.
Huh. I thought it was a limited series, but written by Mark Waid and Chris Samney, art and cover by Chris Samney, variants by Cliff Chang and Wes Craig, and 1 by 25 variant cover by Gavin Goudry. Robin is caught in the General's clutches and it's up to Batman to rescue his intrepid young protege. The Dark Knight knows he's running headlong into a trap, but is the General really prepared for Batman like he thinks?
One thing I don't like though is that DC is trying to erase Tim Drake's accomplishments by having it where General was a villain for Dick, even though he was a villain for Tim, or just give him Tim Drake's costume.
Technically, the Red Robin costume was for Grayson in Kingdom Come. It just was canonized for Tim.
His first special costume that he had, the one with the pants. Because when I think of Dick Grayson as Rob, I think of him with his short shorts.
Yeah, Tim Drake is the first Robin to actually have long pants. That is true.
And it seems like DC is trying to erase him being Robin. They're trying so hard to do it. Some theorize it's basically because they hate Chuck Dixon.
I think largely. Go ahead, Nick. Go ahead.
Do you know who designed Tim Drake's first official costume as Robin with the pants?
I'm sorry, Nick. You went out for a second. Can you repeat that?
Do you know who designed Tim's first official costume as Robin?
The name escapes me at the moment.
Neil Adams.
That is true. J Heat Blaze. That just sounds depressing.
I don't know why TV has a backup channel for. What's going on with that?
Your guess is as good as mine on that one.
Because I never knew he had a backup channel. That's news to me.
But
the Element Man. That's a weird cover.
Yep, Metamorpho, the Element Man, issue number 4. Written by Al Ewing.
Look at this. He's running away from two women who are in love with him. You have Sapphire and you have Element Girl. He's like, oh crap, the two women love me are here. I gotta run away.
Written by Al Ewing, art and cover by Steve Leiber, variant by Tyler Crook. Who would ever replace the merely magnificent Metamorpho? The billion-dollar brain of Simon Stagg has the answer, and it's not a who, it's a where. After all, why recruit a fab freak to protect Stag HQ when you can bring the whole building to life to protect itself? Genius, you say? Consider this, metamaniacs. If office buildings could talk, wouldn't they have something to say? Something like, die, humans die, perhaps? The new age of Metamorpho becomes the new age of the continuous urban planning as Al Ewing and Steve Leiber could envision it.
And the only reason the book exists because he's in the Superman movie.
The Question All Along the Watchtower, issue number 5.
I think I read the first issue of this one. I have not read any more of this one. Uh, this is like technically in a way, if you think about the first actual solo title for Renee Montoya as The Question, because she had that feature in Tenta Comics, and she had like a mini series for Crime Battle. This is the first one with her as The Question, where she's a star.
Yes, there was when she was under the previous Question when the two were working together. There's been where she's been a supporting character for the longest time, but there's only a handful where she's actually been the star, like you said.
Yep, and the person responsible for making The Question, Greg Rucka.
Written by Alex Segura, art and cover by Chan Tormey, variants by Jorge Farnes and Dennis Cohen. Excuse me. All along as the watchtower itself begins to crack from the strain being placed on it by an unseen villain, the Question must face an unexpected threat: her own teammates, including Batwoman. But does she have any chance of retaking JLHQ if she's already lost control of those closest to her? As her world collapses, the Question must tap into her own inner resolve or risk losing everything. Shazam, issue number 21.
Still by Josie Campbell.
I'm sorry. After Wade left the title, it has just not recovered numbers quality-wise.
I think that putting her in the book was a mistake.
Fair enough.
Like, if you want to take Wade out of the book, do something else, fine. You could pick a better writer than Josie Campbell. One who actually is popular. Like, okay, if you want to pick somebody who's a big name, you would be really cool if he can come back to this book. If DC want to hire him again, Jerry Ordway, who did the really good Power Shazam book from the 90s. You could bring him back.
That's true.
As far as I could tell, he's not doing anything right now. I think he has some art books coming out, and I didn't know this recently. His daughter is an artist.
Hey, how about that?
Yep, I would have him do the book, not Joseph Campbell. Because Winnick, I don't think has an interest to come back to comics because he does Jones books now. So I will leave him out. Jeff Johns is busy, so Jerry Ordway is the only one I can think of, and Dan Daniel can't do it because he's no longer alive. So Jerry Ordway is the only choice I can think of. Him or here's a good one. Dan Jurgen.
Dan Chaladia, go ahead.
I was going to say Dan Jurgen's a hit or miss when it comes down to certain characters.
Well, his Superman stuff was really good.
I mean, yeah, he's Superman, but for other characters, though,
yeah, it's debatable. I see
his Batman stuff. I actually did his Batman stuff. Like he did Batman Beyond. I thought it was really good.
Batman Beyond Rebirth was largely carried by nostalgia. Let's be honest with ourselves.
Yeah, but at least he respected the character.
True.
All right, Power Girl number 19.
Is just me, or is that Power Girl here is got her the costume she has? It's not the pre-Flashpoint look. I think it's the look that she had from her Earth 2 comic.
New 52.
Yeah.
52.
Not the first one, the second one.
It's similar to that one. I see where you're coming from, Nick. It's similar to that one.
So,
but yeah, the super jackets were a mistake. I just wasn't the biggest fan of the super jackets.
Yeah, I would have kept that in just an action book, not in the solo book. I know Timmy is still not happy with this book because her real name is Paige. I'm like, okay.
One at a time, gentlemen. Taladia?
What's wrong with Paige? Paige is a nice name.
I have no problem with it. Timmy doesn't like it.
I don't know. Anyway, this is written by Lee Williams, art done by David Baldwin, variant cover by Yaki Paquet. David Zaleski done the variant cover. On sale, 3rd, 26, 2025. Power Girl, Omen, and Steel are held hostage inside a bubble that cuts them off from the rest of Metropolis and send them back to prehistoric ages. The villain Ultra's trio a responsible wish to eliminate them who dares to interfere with nature, and they won't stop until our heroes are extinct. But that's not the only thing that Power Girl and her friends have to worry about. The
I'm
dinosaurs
thinking,
are hungry.
I'm thinking Omen. I think it's Lily Clay.
Hmm.
Okay. So you want to
Yeah,
take this one,
first
Nick?
issue of this. So this was really good. I love this. J.A.'s number 5, written by Jeff Lemire, art by Delgado, Oregon, cover by Holly Hammer. I think that's the first one. Very good by Sweeney Boo, Ethan Young, Edwin Gulman. The JSA have led have a lead on co-facility plan for next terrorist attack. Which faction of the team will make it to facility first? Excuse me, what it mean for the world's first super team?
Say what you will about Jeff Johns not meeting deadlines, but this book has definitely taken a downgrade since Lemire has taken over. I don't know if it's the nostalgia factor for the Golden Age, but when he had his new Golden Age line, there was a lot of what's the word I'm looking for?
I love his terrific stuff he did.
Yeah, I just feel like that this Lemire's run is more of a slow burn. I'm willing to give it a chance, but if it
I
doesn't
gotta
pick
say,
up,
he's actually a good choice to do JSA because he's done Golden Age characters before
he
in
has.
Black Hammer. So, like, I think he's a good choice. I'm enjoying what I read for the first issue of this book. I appreciate though you have Jay Garrick here drawn with the his Golden Age costume
True,
and
true.
fighting Solomon Grundy.
Everything just felt more organized, like the legacy JSA and the Golden Age heroes. There was more of a balance to it, in my opinion. At least that's what I was trying to convey.
Yeah,
But
Black Hammer 5, written by Brandon Thomas.
oh,
Okay,
I'll take this one. Written by Brandon Thomas, art and cover by Fisco Ozio, variant by Tom Rainey. 399. Black Lightning and Lightning have fallen in battle as they are ambushed during their fight against Volcana, Superman the Animated Series original character, by the way, and her Masters of Disaster. Desperate to help her father and sister, Anissa Pierce breaks free from captivity in the Justice League Watchtower thanks to the help of Grace Choi. It's all leading to this fateful confrontation in the streets of Southside Metropolis as the Pierce family comes together to fight for each other and their community. When the dust settles, Jefferson Pierce is approached by none other than Joshua Power of the Power Company, who seeks to recruit Black Lightning to face a growing threat lurking in the shadows of the DCU. This issue might get some setup leading up to it and the Black History Month anthology based on Josiah Powers' appearance.
yeah, I'm guessing that Alyssa being broken up by Grace Choi, which means that I'm guessing now they're confirming that their relationship is canon to the current continuity.
Yeah, because they were together pre-Flashpoint. It was retconned down in the New 52, and they never had a follow-up again until now.
I'm glad that they're basically having them back because I had no issue. Like I wasn't reading that point, but I could tell I had no issue with this relationship at all of Grace Choi and Alyssa being a couple because Alyssa was created by Joe Winnick, and her being out as a lesbian was fine because he created the character, so it's fine. But if you establish a long-standing character as not straight, dumb. Unless you created him. DCX Sonic the Hedgehog.
Sure, why not? Written by Ian Flynn, art by Adam Bryce Thomas, cover by Pablo M. Collar, variants by Ethan Young and TK. $3.99, not bad for a crossover comic. It's a crossover event unlike any other. The monstrous Darkseid crosses dimensions to invade the world of Sonic the Hedgehog, seeking the ultimate power. Sonic and his friends have faced everything from mad scientists to ancient spirits, but the forces of Apocalypse may be too much for them. Thankfully, the heroic might of the Justice League arrives to back them up. Don't miss part 1 of this unique crossover event.
Does everything cover look like a cover from one of Teen Titans books from the previous volume?
It does.
Oh my gosh, it's Psycho Pirate.
It does. But
Oh, there it is.
Oh, oh God.
Oh man, you beat me to it, Nick. You beat me to it.
What, the Space Jam reference?
Yep. Uh, that might go over some people's heads, but yeah, the first one, the one with Michael Jordan, that was a good movie. The
I
remake,
don't mind the sequel.
yeah, I don't mind it, but it's not as there's not as much soul in it, if you ask me.
Yeah. Some say they picked the wrong basketball star for the movie. Like, apparently, had a problem with LeBron James.
That's debatable, but other than that, I feel like Tom Taylor. I don't know if it was Tom. Yeah, Tom Taylor. Tom Taylor's Titans run. It was just not good. John Layman is at
No,
least.
it's not.
It was just not good. John Layman's trying. He's making the best out of a bad situation, but still.
I think this might be the first. I can't think of any group ongoing series for these companies have this one. Can you think of any?
Not to my knowledge.
This is the first one. He has not much for DC. The art by John Layman, art by Pete Woods, Frank cover by Ara Lavi, Amy Reeder, Bernard Chang, Jenny Ferguson. This one contains Women's Day, but not Poison Ivy.
Yeah.
Overly emotional impact for Raven has been totally lost it. And she's talking Titans with her. Of course, being nudged by the psychoist of the psychics. Psycho pirate, and he's got a plan. First Raven, then Titans, then the world. Okay, on Psycho Pirate. Fine. It's standard Psycho Pirate plot. It's Two-Face, number 4, where he looks like on the cover, it's looking like finding the Flash.
Hold on. No, it's his two personalities. I think.
The next cover is.
Hold on. Let me see. Yeah, I see what you mean now.
Yeah, it kind of looks like the Flash, but I don't think it is.
No, I don't think so either.
Written by Christian Ward, who I think is really good. I read his War Badass Batman. It's really good. Art by Fabio Burris. A variant cover by Belmont Rivals. Variant cover by Christian Ward. Pushed to bring Harry Dent's massive sanity is slipping, leading him to display the deepest recesses of his own twisted mind, and his memories collide with haunting traumas of his past. This is a trial of Harvey's life, and Two-Face must face the old judgment. Will he let go and rise over the shattered past, or will his darker head take his body once and for all? I'll be right back.
Okay, while we're waiting on Nick, Black Canary, Best of the Best, issue number 5. Taladia, you want to take this one?
I'll take the next one.
Okay.
I'm just trying to fix my internet. So.
Oh, I understand. Written by Tom King, art and cover by Ryan Sook, variant by Joel Jones, and 1/25 variant cover by Chris Ng. A deal with the immortal devil could be the answer to everyone's troubles, or is Vandal Savage more trouble than he's worth? Meanwhile, Lady Shiva and Canary fight to a standstill. Could the only end to this battle be death? Batman and Superman, World's Finest, issue number 37.
Okay, so Batman Superman number, what was the number again?
37.
37, the World's Finest. Written by Mark Waid, art by Adrian Gutierrez, cover by Dan Mora, very cover by Dan. I can't pronounce that.
Dan
Adrian. Mora. No, after Dan Mora. Variant cover done by Dan
Panosian
and Adrian Gutierrez. Variant cover by Yasmin Putri. Guy Fury cover cameo by Dan Mora. On sale 3rd of the 19th, 2025. Sorry. Superman and Batman have a code against killing, but does the King of Atlantis, as a florist man, makes his final play of dominion over the seas. Aquaman is forced to react as a warrior, not a superhero. But as the consequences will be a surprise for you. Guest starring Swamp Thing, featuring a very special celebrity cameo from the mayor, a Flavor Town himself, Guy Fury.
Batman Dark Patterns, issue number 4.
It would Scarface.
I'm not going to say.
This is the second book.
Dan Waters book.
He's over in Nightwing. Is it Scarface?
I think this one just no. This is issue 4, so this has been out. I think it's out now, or at least it was released last month.
Because I see Ventura goes and Scarface in the cover, so maybe he's dealing with him. I think it's not an ongoing series because I don't see this to be limited. It says Case 2. Maybe this is an ongoing.
Written by Dan Waters, art by Hayden Sherman, cover by Hayden Sherman, and variant by Stevan Subic. Case 2, The Voice of the Tower, Part 1. There is a strange tower in Gotham City where the voices of the living and the dead echo. Its inhabitants are in a standoff with the police, with one officer dead and the other held hostage inside. A riot seems all but guaranteed, unless Batman can navigate the building and save the missing police officer. But what the Crusader discovers is that the people of the tower are following the direction of a single, strangely familiar voice that thrums throughout the building. And the voice wants blood.
Batman the Long Halloween, the last Halloween, number 6, written by Jeff Loeb. Artwork by Enrico Murray. And the cover by the late Tim Sale, probably before he passed away. Enrico Marty and Joyce Chen does the variant covers. $4.99 for 32 pages. Seriously, DC, please stop doing the 4 pages. It's getting stupid. Of course, this is a lot of this basically just. Let's see. Story from Global Drama and Tom Artist crafted, but Tim's legacy. Chilling foe takes center stage. An issue last Halloween continues to heat up. Okay.
DC Horrors Creature Commando issue number 6. I want to say this is a re-release for synergy purposes, but I could be wrong.
This is a separate miniseries. I think it's only the second one they've ever had. This might be the final issue. Based on this list, it might be the final issue, but who knows? Yeah, it seems like it's the conclusion. Of course, the only reason this book exists because of the Crazy Commander TV show.
Yep.
And written by David Dasmalchian. Apologies if I butchered that. Art by Jesus Hervas. Cover by Tercio. Variant by Michael Walsh. For their final showdown, the Commandos are heading to the Delaware State Fair. The fair may not be ready for this freak show, but the team is more than ready to take down Brainiac and end this mission once and for all. Don't miss the epic conclusion to David Dasmalchian's and Jesus Hervas' bloody brilliant Creature Commandos run.
DC vs. Vampires, World War V.
Issue number 7.
Of 12. Written by Matthew Rosberg and Joey Esposito. Art by Otto Summit. And he does the cover 2 along with Basile Courtauld. Video is by Santa Fong and Marguerite Savage. The child of Mr. Miracle and Big Barda have been heralded as the one capable of winning the war between vampires and humans. Or so Grand Gunn says. Her savior narrative can be smokescreen for the arrival of Darkseid. I wonder if basically we have this universe debut of Jack Free. Jacob Free.
Possibly.
Oh my gosh, issue 2 of this book. Like, how long ago did issue 1 come out of this book? Like a year ago?
Like a year ago, yeah.
Almost a year and a half.
Yeah.
What the heck took so long with this book?
It just got delayed.
Like, by a whole freaking year? Like, for DC Comics recently, this is unheard of. Like, this is, like, oh my gosh. Spectator's Finest Mission. Written by Mark Waid, work by by Brian Hitch. I'm not sure whether you see us here where they didn't space that properly. They put the Vanguard by Kristen next to the by art by Brian Hitch and Vanguard by Francis Manapole. But it's kind of weird how they did it there. I think someone wants to type this part really quickly because, oh crap, this book is back. So we continue to mention to find the cure. What's killing Lex Luthor when he's present? When the present no answers, maybe the future will. But but will the lead superheroes help Clark find a cure for a man like Lex Luthor?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, it's a book for Teen Titans Go. Moving on.
Moving on swiftly.
Yep. Batman 612 facsimile edition. Okay, this is a re-release from the Hush storyline. I believe this was a tie-in to Hush.
Yeah.
It's probably the main storyline. The main storyline was 608 to 619. And it came right after everybody wrapped up his run for the book. A facsimile edition of Batman number 12. Dying to TV show. The Batman animated series. Facsimile edition of issue 30 of Brad Bolt. I believe this is the debut of Mazo.
Yes, it is.
His creative man has debuted the previous issue.
Batman Stranger's Cases limited collector's edition.
It's a shame a lot of these artists passed away working on this book. Daniel Neal,
we're just getting reprints, so we might as well skip these.
Yeah, reprint Christ on Infinite Earth. Trinity Generation X. Okay, this is a re-release of all the backup stories.
Yeah, I think it's it's all collected here.
Hashtag King of Wonder Woman.
$18?
It's a reprint.
Still,
it says it collects the entire thing. Why would they for the collector's? That makes no sense. All in Saga. It makes no sense to put that there.
Yeah, I don't know. I just don't know. DC Def DC Compact Comics Edition.
Okay, yeah, that's the mini series. Featuring Lady Death herself. And it's only $10. I like that price.
A reprint of the Pride anthology from last year.
Yeah.
Absolute Batman Dark Victory.
Excellent series, that one. I actually own the original trade for that one. $100?
Yep.
That's expensive. Look at this book.
But it is 408 pages, though.
$100. I'm not paying that.
Fair enough.
Too much.
Wednesday Comics 2025 edition.
I think this is a collection of the whole 12-issue series. $75 collecting the whole series?
Yep.
And believe it or not, this was the fourth and last weekly series DC released until Batman Eternal. According to Dan Dio, they did this right after Countdown.
Yep.
Actually, it was not Countdown. It was at the Trinity. The original Trinity weekly series. Kangaroo Test Nerves. What?
I don't want to read that one.
Yeah, no. I don't even know what that is. We Found a Monster. I think this is a new one. I don't think this is a collection.
I think it's a kid's book.
Yeah, it's a kid's book. The Mystery.
Johnny Constantine. Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh my gosh, it's written by the writer of Fantastic Four, Ryan North. Did you read issue 25 that came out last year, written by him, Fantastic Four?
Yep.
Was that bizarre?
It was bizarre. Zatanna and the House of Secrets. Okay, that's a kid's book. Dead Man Tells the Spooky Tales.
Franco?
Yep, written by Franco, art by Andy Price.
I love the cover. Ooh, DC's Finest. I actually got to see these here, but these things are gorgeous. I love the covers. DC was releasing like 4 of these a month, and I've been seeing them released like, oh my gosh, this is like so good. Some of the stuff I've like never collected before. It's $40, but it's almost like a partial omnibus.
It is. DC Finest, Superboy, the Super Dog from Krypton. Oh, this is a deep cut.
That is, I think that's early Silver Age.
It is.
Like very, very still. Let's see. Oh, it's his stories from Superboy 33 to 43 and Adventure Comics 199 to 216.
And pretty much everything from April 1954 to September 1955.
Yeah, they print these back in the books. Oh, it's the Superstars book. T.L.
Yep.
Simone, Jason Aaron. About time to release this book. Feels like it's been a while since we had a new trade.
Yeah, and they're also including Absolute Superman, The Avengers. Wait, well, hold on. That's what he's credited for. Never mind.
Yeah, it doesn't say what's collecting here for some reason. Dying City. I think this is Ardesky's last trade.
Yep. His volume 5. He leaves after this arc.
Yep.
Batman Full Moon by Rodney Barnes. This was a mini series. Brave and the Bold, Out of Darkness. This was an anthology.
I think this is the second ever trade they released this series.
I think so too. The original Suicide Squad run by John Ostrander.
I've read this book, and I did a review of the new trades, the collectible book. This book is so good. Anybody who interested in Suicide Squad movies, or interested if you remember characters like Bronze Tiger, Deadshot, this book is just amazing.
It is a re-release of Batman Beyond the White Knight.
Because the thing with John Ostrander is he has never written a bad book.
Yeah, Sean Murphy's pretty good for the most part. I have no problem with his style. Red Hood and the Outlaws, the New 52 version.
Oh, okay. When I met Scott Lobdell, I told him that the relaunch of this book was better than this original run. He actually was fine with that.
Yeah, Scott Lobdell's pretty cool for the most part.
Yeah, I heard at one point he was accused of harassing somebody during a panel, which I never talked about that at all. I just talked about comics because I figured he didn't want to talk about that at all.
And we're going to move on from that. Thank you, Nick.
Yes.
This one was this one was obvious.
What, a new printing of this one?
Yep, because of James Gunn and all that.
But this book is amazing. I love the Grant Morrison Batman Ron book. It's really, really good. It never had a bad issue for 16 issues. Never the end. This is a printing of the
Outsiders.
Yeah, the one that's sequel to Planetary that has nothing to do with the previous one or Outsiders at all.
Yeah, it might as well be. Birds of Prey, Hero Hunters.
I think it's a new printing.
It is.
I think this was the second trade they collect issues from Gail Simone's run.
Yep. JLA Book 2 from the 90s.
I think this one, let's see. No, it does not fit. Oh, it does click first time. JLA number 2. JLA Secret Files over number 2. JLA World Grown-Ups 1 through 2. New Year's Eve Prometheus. The JLA should have been collected before in previous trades. New Year's Evil. The annual has never collected before, and World Grown-Ups that has been collected once before, but so far we have 2 new editions here, just the annual and Secret Origins. I've never understood why DC kept skipping the annuals when they kept collecting this book. And now they're putting the annuals in the book? Oh, look at Animus and Night Terrors.
I'm sorry, but this event was just terrible.
I mean, what was the point of this?
I don't. First of all, why would you not try to market a horror-themed event in the summer? Save this for October. I mean, seriously, this is basic marketing, and they want to charge $150 for this. No, I refuse.
It's an omnibus.
Yeah, but it's bloated. If you actually count all the tie-ins for this, just about every ongoing book at the time had gotten a tie-in, and it's just a bloated mess.
And all the books have been on hiatus for 2 months because of this.
Pretty much.
Injustice 2 omnibus. I think this collects the entire Injustice 2 comic book.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
It does. It was only 36 issues and had 2 annuals.
Mm-hmm. A second printing of this original trade, because I actually have the first printing on my shelf.
Nightwing, Prince of Gotham, which is a collection, recollection of his New 52 run.
Like the entire, I think it's like the whole 29 issues.
Hold on, it goes from
because issue 30 was simply put back to part of the Grayson. And Grayson's stories from Secret Files Origins number 1, Young Romance 52, New 52 Special. All the the whole thing, everything he wrote. Superman, Final Crisis, Legion of Three Worlds, the deluxe edition.
Yeah, this is the one with Superman uses the Deus Ex Machina, the Miracle Machine, and it's there's a not even fi- okay. No one can really understand Final Crisis. I forgot the bit I was going to say, but
It's
no
Grant
one.
Morrison.
It's Grant. Okay, thank you. Not even Grant Morrison fans understand Grant Morrison or Final Crisis. Final Crisis is a colluded mess.
But this tie was really good because it brought back Bart Allen and Connor Kent. And plus, add to him all three Legions. The pre-ZR, post-ZR, and Freeboot. All in one book. And for two of them, it was their final time they appeared in comics. And that's the second one. 100 Bullets.
Superman Up in the Sky, Deluxe Edition. This is a re-release by Tom King.
Which I think this book was originally a comic originally released at Walmart.
This was basically because of James Gunn's Superman. That's the reason why.
Pretty
Yeah.
much. The Curse.
Yes. I think, this was a sequel to Great Darkness, this one. Great issues. Because this era is amazing.
Greg Rucka's Wonder Woman run.
Collected. I reviewed the new printing of this one. It was in 4 books. I think originally was like a little more. This was a 4-year run in this book, which I think at the time was one of the longest runs of the years for this book.
Not as good as George Perez's run, but pretty decent in its own right.
I would say it's the second longest run in the history of the title in the last 30 years because Gail Smart had it for 4 years. I think that's it.
Yep.
Wow. That was fast.
It was not much of a selection this go around, and only an hour and 36 minutes. But all in all, I am outside of that one April Fool's anthology. I feel like this was a pretty good selection. What do you guys think?
Yeah. And DC, for the love of God, no more but one shots.
Tell that to the Nightwing fans, but that's a topic for a different stream.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we don't need any more. It's a bad idea because why in the world would you have stories about someone's rear end? We can just have some stories about the character, not the rear end.
You know what? I'm not going to risk myself or Talati getting demonetized by that joke. I'm just
to me, it's not a good idea. DC, please stop. I don't mind Harley Quinn one shots, but no more about rear ends. No, thank you. Agreed.
Agreed. But we'll now do a brief Q&A. So if anything you guys want to ask us, it could be comics related, it could be manga, TV shows, anime, whatever you guys want to do. We'll take a few minutes on that, and then we'll wrap up.
Yep.
Anything you guys want to ask?
We'll find out and see what we got.
While we're waiting to get started, do you or Talati have any questions for the panel, Nick?
Not really.
No? Okay.
I mean, it's going to be interesting to see where DC goes in the next few
years.
Before a question, Cameron's asking, which comic are you guys most excited for?
Absolute, if I'm being honest. Definitely the absolute titles.
Though, you might agree that the weakest of the titles is probably Superman.
Yeah, I can agree to that.
I'm pretty much looking forward to pretty much all of them, except for the butt one shot.
We just answered that question, Tevia, so we'll move on swiftly.
Yep.
Yeah. Billy Kennedy Johnson, I do like his stuff. I do like here's the guy is currently writing Incredible Hulk right now, which is amazing.
Oh yeah, I have nothing against PKJ. Like you said, he saved Action Comics. World War Saga was amazing, but even if we're not factoring all the editorial stuff with the Super Twins and John's Age Up, his run pretty much petered out towards the end. I think we can all admit that.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with the Age of John Kent. That was Ben.
Yeah, but the Super Twins were supposed to act as a replacement for the Age Up, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
It, it just didn't. The moment he was off the book, I mean, you haven't even seen a mention of those two since PKJ left the book.
Mm-hmm.
Any other questions so far?
Timmy just sent another one.
J.He Blaze, any question? Any Marvel comics you guys excited about? Tavia, we just literally explained what book
I
we
think he's
read.
asking about Marvel specifically. Now, Tevia, I will admit I have read Marvels. Blasphemy, I know. But I've mostly been reading Ultimates. I haven't been reading any mainline Marvel. If I
Yeah,
get fan
the
requested,
mainline books, not a lot of them very good right now. I mean, the only good books you have there are just Immortal Thor, Wolverine, Phoenix, Avengers. James Captain America book is really good. This book is ending soon. Not much else. I'd like to ask you guys this. Did you guys read Iron Man #1?
Nope.
I may have. You may have to recap it for me. I may have. I know
In
it's been
the recent one, the one that came out last year.
okay.
The one where they had Melinda May show up and she got a skin change. Where she's not black. A character is supposed to be Chinese.
J.He, we're also getting Ultimate Wolverine. Yeah, but
I can see that. That's gonna be interesting. It feels like that one feels like a reference from the Solicitations. That seems more like an actual Ultra X-Men book than the actual Ultra X-Men book.
yeah, I just couldn't jive with Ultimate X-Men. That's arguably the one Ultimates book I just couldn't get into.
Yeah, it feels like a manga book, that one.
I'm not gonna say it's X-Men Green levels of bad, but it's pretty monotonous.
Yeah, and speaking of X-Men Green, like, have you seen the characters from the book? Like, some books, one thing I don't understand about some characters in Marvel, it's like the only thing appearing recently is digital stuff. Like, no physical print books. Like, for example, what was the about Loki in the comic?
I can't say I blame you on that one, Nick. But yeah.
Yeah, that was a dumb idea. Like, I'm blaming it on the writer for that because he said, "Oh, you want to include a black character in the comic? Fine." But race swapping Melinda May was not a good idea. And calling her the cavalry, I look at the character like, no, that's not Melinda May. That is some random black woman who claims Melinda May. Like, here's the thing. Race swapping is not a good idea in comics. And I know there's movies. Comics, no. Keep it as is. There's no reason for a race swap at all. None whatsoever.
So, what other questions do you have, guys? And please don't make it a repeated question.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll wait a few more minutes on that. But again, no repeat questions. As for me, quick question for the chat. What would you say is the one thing you guys like to anticipate from us this year? Any requests, any specific comic run you want to read, an anime you want to recommend for any anime reviews? Just anything. There's no wrong answers. But as long as it's not a repeated question we've addressed before, Tevia. But as for the new Spider-Man show, it was going to be originally tied to the MCU, but I'm glad they changed their mind and made it standalone. That's all I have to say on that.
And apparently, I saw what Harry Osborn looked like. Apparently, Harry is a woman.
No, it's not. That's Miles.
No. They basically turned him into Norville from Velma, basically.
No, yeah. I see what you did there, Jay Heath.
Thank you.
He looks like a she. The picture I saw.
No, but the thing is, it's Miles Morales, not Norman, not Norman.
Harry.
It's not Harry. It's Miles.
Yeah, I don't get the reason for that.
Which makes it arguably worse. Like, out of any character design you could have used for that style.
Like, no problem with Harry there, but don't use that style. Just use his regular style that he's known for having for years. Give him the seat. Take a look.
Wait, Taladia, didn't you just say that that design was for Miles, not Harry?
Yeah.
Huh. Okay, I just want to make sure I heard you right, Taladia.
Mm-hmm.
But but all in all, it's not just wait and see, wait for the final product, and make your own decisions.
Yes.
As for me, I'm very much looking forward to the dub of Dragon Ball Daima. I have been keeping up with the main sub or Japanese release, and they took a week. They took this past week off for this. They took this week off for New Year's. But I know about Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta. It was technically spoiled for me by my brother Kid Takeoff. And I'm still kind of mad about that. But yeah, I feel like Daima's a pretty good show for what it is. It's 20 episodes.
There was one thing I was actually unhappy last year. Like several shows I watched went on hiatus because of production issues.
Did One Piece have production issues, or was that a movie? But I think One Piece has remained pretty consistent.
Yeah, it's on hiatus. It's coming back in April.
Okay. But yeah, Boruto's anime is still on hiatus. Anything from Studio Pierrot is going to be actively on hiatus until the 1,000-Year Blood arc is finished with Core 4.
I don't know when that's coming out. I know it's coming out this year, but I have seen no release date for it yet.
Because, yeah, if you actually go back and read the manga for the 1,000-Year War arc, in terms of an anime adaptation, if you just wanted a straight adaptation of that arc, you technically could have done it in 3. You didn't have to extend it to 4, because you technically could do it in 3.
Because by the end of the last, apparently by the last episode, they have, like, believe it or not, like about 20 chapters left to adapt.
Rather than making a new season, just add another core, which I understand, rather than just making an epilogue season, but still.
Yeah, if I were a parent, after the 1,000 wrap up, can we please adapt the light novels that come after the show?
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. Rather than trying to rush straight into the new stuff, still get a proper adaptation for some of the light novels, do a little more. I see where you're coming from with that.
Yes. I have heard it's coming this year. I don't know when it's coming out yet. I do know that yesterday they released the first episode of the new season for Blue Exorcist, despite the fact that the previous season is still being dubbed and it has 2 episodes left.
Hey, that way, once you wrap up the last 2 episodes, you can jump straight into the next season. I mean,
yeah. This, as far as I can tell, for Blue Exorcist, this has never happened before, where they have 3 seasons air in the span of like a year.
Like, you had season 1 when it originally got commissioned a few years ago, then it went hiatus, and then season 2 and 3 were pretty much produced back to back.
Well, those 3 seasons was 3 and 4.
Oh, 3 and 4, thank you.
Yeah, I think the first came out like in 2017, I think it was.
2017.
They did 24 episodes the first season. Then in the movie, and I think the movie was so successful they did the second season, which is only 12, and then nothing for several years. And then they did season 3, which that one surprisingly doubled come pretty quickly for that one. Because Aniplex got this weird thing of waiting 2 months to release a dub.
Oh, I was hoping we could cover the newer anime, since technically the series did come out last year and it adapted the game story. Wait, we still talking about Demon Slayer or Daima?
What are we talking about, Tevya?
Well, yeah, what are we talking about, Tevya? I'm curious.
Please clarify in your next response, Tevya. That'd be great.
Yes.
But yeah, anything from Studio Pierrot. Here's my prediction with Studio Pierrot. After Core Thor gets adapted, you're then going to get the Naruto OVA series, which we were originally supposed to get in 2023, I want to say, but it got delayed. But it got delayed due to the 1,000-Year Blood War, and then depending on whether or not they want to adapt some light novels, we then go straight into Blue Vortex with Boruto. Now, me personally, I would not even waste my time trying to make an anime season adapting the Omnipotence arc. You could just it's 3 chapters. You could make a movie out of it and be done.
Yeah. For the first light novels they could adapt, the $59 world. These books are like 400 pages apiece, and you could do like a whole season for like one book.
He said near Automa, which is a video
Near
game I know.
I'm not familiar with that one.
neither am I, if I'm being honest. I've heard of it, but I have not played it.
Neither have I. The only game series for anime I would love to see on season 4 is Ace Attorney.
Okay, I'll definitely check that out, Tevia, and see whether or not I'll watch that on my own time and check that out. Thank you for the
Yeah, the only
recommendation.
the only video game I'm looking forward to seeing is Farm Anime, I think it's called. It's the character designs in the game were done by Hiromashima, the creator of Fairy Tail. Which I'm hoping the Crunchyroll gets the actors from Fairy Tail to the dub for that one, because the first season just wrapped up in Japan, and they're still delaying new episodes for dub for some reason, because the episode 23 was supposed to come out last week. Didn't happen. Didn't come out this week. One of two I've seen recently where, because of the holidays, they delayed the dub by, like, Demon Retry R, they delayed the final episode because of holidays.
So, breaking news I have.
Okay.
Colin Farrell is won Best Actor for limited series of The Penguin for Golden Globes.
Hey, how about that?
Good for him. He's a good actor. I've never seen the Penguin. I haven't seen Penguin yet, but he is a good actor. He probably deserves that.
Yes, so he just won an award for that, which is...
Yes. Tevin, I have not seen Sonic the Hedgehog 3 because I've not seen the first one yet, so I still need to see it.
I've seen
Yeah.
Sonic 3.
So have I. We'll probably do a separate video on that after Nick's had time to catch up and watch all three.
Yeah,
movies.
we'll do like a separate stream or whatnot. We'll do a discussion around it.
This is based on Crunchyroll. Never played Crunchyroll games, sadly. Though actually, one I had played was the one I did for Overlord.
That one was actually a pretty good game, not gonna lie.
They adapted the first. I played a little bit of it. They adapted the first season. I don't know if they adapted the whole series, but they adapted basically the first few episodes for it. We get to play as Ainz on Gold in the game, and they actually have the open test things from the show in the game.
Yep.
And when it comes to the show itself, I was never a big fan of the season 4's opening song. I like the first 3 seasons better.
Yeah, season 4 definitely felt like a rush job from a production standpoint. But
yeah, the story-wise was good. I like the story for it. It's just, I think what they should have done, because they're adapting 3 books, I think they should get more episodes.
we did get a movie. It was recently released in Japan and in select theaters internationally, but there has not been an official dub release of the new Overlord movie.
Oh, I've seen it.
Oh,
it was released 2 months ago.
Okay, I just haven't seen the dub yet.
I saw it dubbed.
Oh,
for some reason they only had one shot of it dubbed because everything else was subbed. This is weird because the last thing we went to go see, which is the 4th and My Hero Academia movie, all dub showings with 1 sub, and for Overlord, 1 showing of dub. And I saw Sacred Kingdom, amazing movie. It adapts 2 novels in 2 hours. I was kind of surprised how accurately they depict the books. It was amazing.
Yes, and for those who don't already know or are new to the channel, we had one of our first Anime Blaze reviews was on Overlord, all 4 seasons of the main anime. So if you want us to do a review on Social Kingdom, please let us know.
Yep. Which, by the way, it's an amazing movie. And I did hear that Sarah Weinhoff is in the voice cast. She is the voice of the Ainz's the new character movie, who's kind of like the new lead in the movie, because Al Bell's movie for brief cameo, and she has like 2 lines. They do cut it out a little bit. I think Elizabeth actually was very sad the fact that her character didn't do very much movie. It wasn't her fault.
No, it was the novel they were adapting. I believe that was they were adapting novel 17, volume 17 or 18?
12 and 13.
13, thank you.
12 and 13.
Right. 12 and
Uh,
13.
yes, because season 4 adapted books 10, 11, and 14.
Okay, thank you. Sorry, I was confused with another series. But yeah, Albedo barely played a role in volume 13. She barely played a role in that
Yeah,
volume.
and like the whole thing was basically trying to stop basically because if you watch the movie and you didn't read the novels, it's most of the follow up to season 2 of the show.
Yep.
That is most of exactly what it is. But I enjoyed it. Amazing movie. I did a review for it. So, like, I know we're still doing JoJo. Do you remember where we headed next after JoJo?
I think we're on Unbreakables. We're on Unbreakable Platinum. We're on season 3 next. From what
I
I
think so.
remember.
I think after anime, I don't think picking the next anime after that one.
So, Jay, Tevi is asking question. Any anticipated games you're looking forward to in 2025?
Thank you, Taladia. But Tevia, to answer your question, to my knowledge, I'm not really for sure what games that are coming out this year. I would have to actually research that to answer that question.
I can tell you one game I'm looking forward to.
Sure, go ahead.
Which is Marvel's 1943 Rise of Hydra. That is coming out in the summer of 2025.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, everyone was expecting the Wonder Woman game to be out this year, but that doesn't look like a scenario that is going to happen.
Yeah, the Wonder Woman game is likely going to get delayed.
Most likely, yeah.
But yeah, as for Captain America, World War II, I don't know the full title, so I'm not going to pretend I do.
Yep.
That's definitely a highlighted game, but it's a limited story because you know how it's going to end. It's ultimately going to lead to Captain America getting frozen in the ice.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm sure it's going to be a decent game. Though it's just the story's going to be rather limited. But I'm sure the game will be great.
Yep, I know. Another news. Because I saw this today that Mercedes Moné won her 3rd championship, the undisputed Red Pro Women's Championship. So now she's Triple Crown champion, holding 3 different titles, 3 different promotions, holding New Japan Strong Women's Championship, AEW TBS Championship, and that Red Pro Championship. And she beat Miya Shirakawa, who is very popular in AEW because she's developed the hashtag "We Want Mina." And if you look at her, as like thing is, apparently she's not wrestling very long. She's only like 37. And I found out recently who she's dating. Jahi, do you want to know who she's dating?
Who?
The TNA World Champion Nick Nemeth.
Huh.
I'm like, good for him. He got a little woman as a girlfriend.
Yeah. Good for him. But any other questions in the chat?
None that I see. Supposed to cover season 7. I think Tiffany and I covered that. We did a live stream about that one. The most recent season of the show, which I'm happy with what season turned out. And looking forward to season 8, which is coming out this year. Which, funny enough, we have 3 final seasons coming out this year: My Hero, Dr. Stone, and Fire Force.
Yeah, boy, I'm surprised Fire Force has not ended already. I am surprised by that.
Yeah, the Fire I don't know what took so long to release this season. And it's split into 2 cores, which I'm fine with that because there's a lot to adapt. I think I did hear that Core 1 is coming in April, and Core 2 I think is coming in January of next year.
But
and
yeah.
Dr. Stone, the new season, it's coming out this Thursday. Looking forward to it though, because I love the most recent season they did for the show. Speaking of anime, what happened to covering Attack on Titan final season? Well, I did watch it finally. That was really good. Jamie, did you hear there's gonna be a fan edit of the finale, like an alternate ending?
I remember there was an alternate ending in the manga, but for the anime?
Yeah, they're adapting it.
Oh, how about that?
And apparently there's gonna be also ending for Jujutsu Kaisen.
Hmm.
I guess people are gonna happy with the finale, so they create their own alternate endings.
Yeah. I mean, nothing's stopping fans from doing that as long as they practice fair use. No one's stopping them from doing that.
Yeah, I would think basically that these new channels wouldn't cover it, but apparently there is gonna be it. And I heard also they're gonna do a movie of the final season show. They're basically ending the whole final season as like I think like you have like the final episode of the movie because I was hearing that recently. Did you hear that?
Allegedly, but
I'm like, don't need a movie of that because we've seen it. Everybody has seen it. Practically everybody who's watched that thing has seen the final episodes by now. So, no, not necessary. I think out here we're just simply done with Attack on Titan at this point.
yeah, it told its story. Aaron was a tragic hero, Aaron was a tragic hero. Let's just call it that. And sometimes you don't always get the happy ending. There's a reason the actual creator of Attack on Titan didn't take a contract with Shonen Jump because he didn't want a happily ever after. He wanted his story to be dark.
Yes. I don't know why either because I was hearing that recently. I was hearing about that. Like do a movie, like basically it was going to be a compilation movie. Which no, don't need one. Yeah, definitely didn't have a happy ending. The one version of the adaptation of this ending I heard was that Misa got pregnant with Light's child. I'm like, I like the ending. The fact that she's pregnant with his child because, well, she was in love with him despite the fact he had no feelings for her at all. Light was a weird guy. Like the fact that like you have this beautiful actress in love with a guy who's not famous. And in the manga, in the anime, it's like she kind of knew that he was the Death Killer. Yeah, he was Kira. And she fell in love with him. He kissed her. And he just used her because he did not have a thing for her. The fact she's a gorgeous woman she is. He had a thing for News Anchor Woman.
Now you think about it. Now that I think about it.
But here's the thing. Light never actually hit Misa. Never did. He hit her.
No. I mean,
no, the way he treated her, it seemed like she treated like she was his actual girlfriend, despite the fact that it was one-sided.
And the fact he was more indifferent to her than anything else.
I'm like, dude, you have this beautiful woman in love with you, and she kisses you in your bedroom, and you're not into her? What is wrong with you?
What's wrong with you? Yeah.
It was almost light.
By the way, I just gotta mention this, right? Even though that we've got like so many big things happening this year,
right?
Well, we've got to acknowledge one thing. I know Nick Lenz knows where I'm going with this right now.
Okay.
The tribal chief versus the tribal chief on Monday night.
Yeah, that's happening tomorrow. Tribal combat. A thing that was given Roman by his own father who passed away last year. I think his father was Sika.
Yeah, yeah. So people acknowledge that the one and true tribal chief, that is Roman Reigns.
Is Roman because if Solo wins, nobody's gonna accept it all. It's gonna be crapped on if Solo wins.
People are gonna be pissed. That's the best way to put it.
And here's the thing. Here's the problem with Solo. I've heard he has no aura.
None.
Jacob Fatu has more aura than he does, and Jacob Fatu is a badass.
I love Solo.
And here's the thing: if you see pictures of him from MLW, he looks a lot different. Apparently, Kim WWE ton of weight. Like because you see pictures of him, LW, he was a chubby guy. He
Yeah.
comes to WWE and he just slims right out. Because it's just me, or it seems like every Samoan nowadays can be slimmed out, except for Solo. He is not slim.
No.
It's like he's supposed to be like, oh, he's supposed to be new Umaga because Umaga was his uncle.
Oh.
With the Samoan spike, which all it is just a taped up thumb. And the fact he calls Tama Tonga his MFT, and all he does when he speaks, he goes, yeah. I'm like, can't you got a fucking promo, Tama Tonga? You've done before in New Japan. I've seen you got a promo. Is it one kind of promo or something?
He was trying to cut a promo, yeah, which is weird. But
and
I know Jay Heat isn't a big WWE fan, but this is something. But this is awesome. It's coming to Netflix.
We're having a women's title match. We're having CM Punk versus Seth Rollins.
It's bound to be a good matchup, man. I mean, I'll admit I fell off not too long ago. I will be honest about that. But this sounds like a good matchup. Y'all have convinced me.
Yeah. That's not Child Combat. Expect, despite the fact there's supposed to be no interference, there probably is, because the last thing they did when they Child Combat matches was between Jay and Roman. Jimmy interfered, became a heel, and they did nothing when it was a heel.
Nope.
All this led to was a really bad match at WrestleMania. Yep. Two guys super kicking each other the whole match. How is that interesting?
It's not.
And these guys are the son of one of the most beloved wrestlers in WWE, Rikishi.
Yeah.
And of the two twins, Jay is more successful than Jimmy, but yet Jimmy is married to Naomi.
That just was not a good year for WWE fans. It just wasn't a good year.
Yeah, and I'm thinking like, okay, so you have Naomi, Bianca, and Jade, who are together as a unit. Now I'm like, I look at these three ladies, I'm like, damn, they're significant others are very lucky guys, because of course Jimmy's married to Naomi, Bianca Belair is married to Montez Ford, where they made a show about that on Hulu, their relationship. And Jay Cargill is with Brandon Phillips, a former baseball player from the Cincinnati Reds. Except currently she's out with injury right now. I feel like she got beat up, and it's I guess, oh, maybe Naomi did it, or Bianca. The current theory is that Tiffany Stratton did it, which she became women's champion on SmackDown. And SmackDown had okay, so it's 3 hours now, and they have this blue mat now. I saw this, I'm like, wait, did the writers of the show take inspiration from Pro Wrestling Noah? They used to have a green mat in their ring. Yeah, because if you look at if you see any footage of any clips of early Pro Wrestling Noah, the mat in the ring was green, just like the logo. And well, nowadays they're not much of they're not as big as it used to be. Nowadays, biggest company in Japan is New Japan. Yeah, their world champion is Zack Sabre Jr., a British guy.
Yes, MGM, Machine Guns.
Yeah, they were recently tag champions, but they lost to DIY.
Yeah, yep. Which I think it's unfair. That was unfair.
Yeah, and the thing is, the problem I've heard about the Most Machine Guns is their promo. It's like they're cutting generic promos. It's like the writers don't know how to write promos for them at all. And they have the most dumbest song, "Raise Your Fist, Raise Your Fist." I'm like, that's not what I think of Most Machine Guns. I think of Detroit Rock City. I like that one better. Because I think that their song they have in WWE is bad. Because if you see their debut match, there is like no reaction from the crowd. I mean, they know it's probably one of the most machine guns, but the music is terrible. Their, by the way, New Japan new TV champion is a Canadian.
Yes.
Yep.
Who get this, had just come back from having a brain tumor.
Oh, we're just talking about wrestling, Tevia. We're just talking about WWE.
We're just talking a bit about wrestling because there's not much else to talk about, Tevia. Like, what else do you expect us to talk about?
Yeah.
By all means.
Tanosuke Tatsuka, who's the AEW International Champion, won the number one open championship off of Shingo Takagi. They have new IWGP Tag Champions, the Young Bucks. Again, I'm like, why didn't they win these titles for? I don't think it was necessary for them to win it.
They don't need to win it.
No, they didn't need it at all. I mean, over time, I liked them at first as a tag team, but over time, I just got bored with their matches because there's always the same thing over and over again. I've never been a big fan of this tag team. I like other tag teams in AEW, but they were at least they were tag team. And when they last were tag champions, they defended it. They held the tag titles for about 5 months, and they defended it 4 times in 5 months. I'm like, they're tag champions. They're supposed to be defending titles, but they didn't. They very rarely ever did. Heck, the current tag champions are going to stay on TV, who are Private Party, who are a good tag team, who took a long time for them to win tag titles because they kept getting injured a lot. Seems like one comes back and then one gets injured. It was like back and forth for 5 years.
Okay. So, but only time will tell when it comes down between WWE and AEW. I prefer WWE. I think WWE is the Marvel of the way of looking at it. WWE is the Marvel side of it, and DC is the AEW side of it.
Yeah,
Okay.
When it comes to games, I'd say the NXT women's roster is really. I've heard they're really good. I've seen a little bit of this stuff for them. AEW is getting better the past year with the women's booking. They're getting better. I kind of wish they put more than like 1 or 2 matches on pay-per-view.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of wish they just put more. TNA is better. TNA is good. I heard they got a real I've seen they have a really good women's division. I've been one of their events.
TNA is okay. I wouldn't really make them a DC equivalent here, but TNA has a decent roster. I'm not going to refute that.
I would say, if you're going to comics, I compare them to Image.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
But,
at least they got good champions now. Well, their X-Division champion is Moose. You put a heavyweight as their X-Division champion? He did the first one. Last one I had was a miss. We also had Josh Alexander as the X-Division champion. I'm thinking, wait, Moose. Guy who weighs, I think he weighs like 250 for muscle.
About 245, 250, give or take.
Yeah. Mike Bailey for this. I'm thinking, like, wait, why the heck we go to X-Division? Oh, because basically he had the world title for 6 months.
So just before we think, I just want to say one thing before. I just want to say I'm going to remove this from my channel on Twitter. So you guys have checked out the DC solicitations for 2025. Hope you have enjoyed our conversation on my Twitter page. We will see you guys next time for more solicitations, hopefully soon. And yeah, have a
probably April solicitations at that point.
Yeah.
But as for me, please stay tuned for more content coming up on the channel. Okay, please stay tuned for more coming on the channel. Also, with Mass Effect Andromeda, I'm giving that a try. Injustice 2, the latter stint of Injustice 2, I might watch, and just new content in general. I also got to do the Damon Wayne retrospective. That's coming out. as well as New Direction Verse next week. So please stay tuned for that. As for whether or not to cover Marvel solicitations, you know what? I'll give it a shot. Let's just to see what's coming out. But with that being said, like, comment, subscribe. Oh, almost forgot. Nick, anything you want to promote before we go?
Got some more anime coming up. I'm basically reviewing a little more Doctor Who soon. I just today finished reviewing the last story that featured Leela in the show, the story Underworld. That you know, it has nothing to do with the movie from 03. This is completely unrelated to that. This came back in 78, not 03. So
Okay.
completely unrelated.
There is one thing.
But not related.
There is one thing I want to bring up though about my channel is that I'm going to be doing more Marvel Rivals content. I have been covering that game extensively, so I'll be doing a reaction video for the next characters to be coming out. So I'll be reacting to that, and on top of that, guys, stay tuned because there's something very special coming your way. I will I will let Jay Heat say that it's been a great pleasure doing these streams. We will be doing something special though. Very, very special next week, guys, as we're going to be covering, I think it's next week or the week after, where we'll be covering Dragon Ball Daima, the dub edition. Yes, guys. We'll be covering that on the channel. So you guys make sure you tune in for those.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With all that being said, thank you so much for joining us this time. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Flame off.